Hello, fellow Disney lovers and friends. My name is Brittany Kelly, and I am a mom of 3 children, and I am currently expecting baby number 4. I am in Florida right now. We have been down here for over a week, and if you hear children in the background, totally normal. I'm a mom, okay? But stick with me. This is year number 4 that we have gone to Disney World. Literally every single year for the past 4 years, we have spent a week or more, between 1 to 2 weeks, in Disney World. Yes. And this is the second time that I'm actually pregnant in Disney World. So let me just give you a rundown on my past experiences. So first, I was here pregnant, and I had a 1.5-year-old and a 3.5-year-old. The second time I was here, I had a newborn and a 2.5-year-old and a 4.5-year-old. Last year, I had a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. Now I have a baby in my belly. I'm expecting. I'm in my 2nd trimester, and I have a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 6-year-old. So that is my experience so far. I know Disney for very small children. So what I want to do is give you some of the tips and tricks that I think really help me to have a stress-free Disney experience. Disney can be a lot of work for a parent, especially when you have young children who are used to taking naps, or they have specific schedules, or they want to get out of the strollers and run into a crowd of people. It can be a lot. So you definitely want to have as many tips and tricks under your sleeve as possible. So let me get right into some of the most important things that I think will help you and have definitely helped me when it comes to going to Disney World with small children. Okay, so here we go. Let me get into the tips. Tip number 1, locate a baby care center as soon as you get in the park. Take your map, whatever park you are in, Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, or Animal Kingdom, and locate where the baby care center is, especially if you have a baby that is in diapers. Now, these care centers actually have rooms that have televisions where small children can actually watch a movie that is obviously Disney while you change your baby's diaper or nurse your baby. They have really cute private nursing rooms, especially at Magic Kingdom. I used that a whole lot when I had a nursing baby. So definitely find that first. You will be using it for the restroom for your small children and for changing diapers at ease and just more comfortable. You know, it's a little bit crazy, especially for a mother like myself who have multiple small children, to go into a regular restroom that is super crowded and try to change your baby. That can be a lot. So they actually have a lot of little stations that you can choose from to change your baby in the baby care center. So definitely find that first. All right, so if you are limited on time or days that you are actually having the trip, definitely make sure to go to Magic Kingdom because they have rides for little ones like him. So you definitely want to have that in there if you have children that are under 6 years old or under a certain height and they can't get onto a lot of rides. Magic Kingdom is really the place to go because they're going to have the most. Now, when I go to Magic Kingdom, because it is one of the busier parks, although Hollywood Studios was really crazy this year, you want to make sure that you are planning your day from top to bottom. For us, I like to start with breakfast at one of the resorts that are the Magic Kingdom resorts. So that is at Grand Floridian, Contemporary, or the Polynesian, and there's a new one as well. But I really like breakfast at Ohana. So this is a little tip. You can go and have an early breakfast, say 7:35, 7:50 in the morning at Ohana. You park at the Polynesian Hotel. You have your breakfast, and then as soon as that's over, your children are already really happy because this is a character breakfast, so they get to meet Mickey Mouse. They come around to your table. It really takes out some of the work of you trying to find characters or standing in line for characters at the actual park. Then you just cross the hall and go into the monorail, and they check your bags and do all the security checks right there so that you can skip those lines when you get to the actual park. You don't have to go in the park, you don't have to pay for parking, you don't have to get on the tram and all of that. You get right on the monorail. It's like a stopover and you're there. So I highly suggest taking that route of having breakfast at one of the Magic Kingdom resort restaurants. It's definitely so much easier, and you're able to get to the park nice and early. And that leads me into my next tip. Get to the parks early. That way you can skip having the really long rides for the long lines for the high attraction rides. You can schedule your fast passes for later on in the evening. And you can just go and stand online for, you know, less than 30 minutes to get onto some of your favorite rides. For me, I like to do that when I go to Magic Kingdom and to all of the parks, but definitely Magic Kingdom, get kind of the waiting parts out of the way. The children love the show that's at the castle, the family and friends show, I think, at the castle. So right after we finish being on rides 1, 2, 3, we go right over to the castle. We get right up front because they have all of these little, you know, like fake snow and stuff when Elsa comes out. It's really cute. So if you're up front, your child really gets an exciting moment to try to reach out for different things. So I definitely recommend going to that show first and early, get it out the way, and then continue on with your day. Now, I want to give you this tip. There is the Disney Experience app. You must download it, okay? Must download it. And from there, you can actually order your lunch through the app, and it will be so much easier than making reservations at various restaurants. So you definitely want to use the app to your advantage. And the mobile order, once you put it in and you pay for it, then you're able to click I'm here, and the order is able to come out much quicker. And it actually is a lot cheaper than going to the restaurant. So if you are doing Disney on a budget, that's something that you can do. And you also can bring food and drinks into the actual park. So if you really want a budget, then definitely consider bringing in your own snacks so that your family can be very happy. Maybe you can have a designated person to push a cooler. I don't know, whatever you want to do, but you definitely can have that saved. The water is really expensive. If you try to buy a water bottle, it's about $4 almost. So that's definitely something you might want to bring into the park. And if you aren't peculiar about, you know, water bottles versus drinking ice water, you can ask for ice water, and it is completely free. Just go up to any, you know, food place and ask for ice water, and they will give it to you. Also, remember when scheduling your fast passes to try to schedule them not early in the morning, more like afternoon, but not too late into the afternoon, because after you use up your 3 allotted fast passes, you are able to book some more fast passes. So if you're going to stay in the park really long, you will have a better chance of being able to utilize fast pass more if you schedule all your fast passes somewhere between 12 noon and 4 p.m. and then it restarts after 4 p.m. for you, and you can do 3 more. So I think that's also an excellent idea. Now, when it comes to location and staying somewhere during the trip, for me, I like having the experience of being at the Disney resort, and I also like having an Airbnb. So since my trips are usually long, I kind of split it. My children and I and Jeremy, we all stay at usually the Animal Kingdom Resort or Boardwalk. I like Boardwalk. Animal Kingdom is my favorite though, so we usually stay there. And then for the latter half of the trip, we tend to get into an Airbnb like I'm in right now, so that our kids can have their own space and we can have our own separate room. And it just works out better because we have our kitchen and we can just go ahead and cook some breakfast right here. It just feels more at home, especially when you're on a long vacation. I highly recommend that, although the actual Disney resorts are amazing. They have all different types of activities. You can have a whole resort day, which I highly recommend if you're going to stay for a long time, to break up your days at the park with a resort day so that you can relax, kind of regroup, because it can be a really long day if you don't. Okay, now let's talk fireworks. My favorite fireworks and my children, it's definitely at Magic Kingdom at 8 p.m. They have this amazing show and everybody knows it, so everybody is definitely waiting and getting their spots pretty early. So what I like to do, or something you can consider doing, is actually booking one of the restaurants for that time so that you can sit outside and sit and eat and see the show. To me, the best view is actually to the right of the castle, right behind the fence, because there isn't a person to stand in front of you to obstruct your view or your child's view, and you see everything on the castle. If you are not close enough, you will not be able to really see everything that's going on the castle, so you don't want to be too far back where you only can see the fireworks up high. You can't see all of the animation and detail that's really in this show. It's really super amazing. So I like to stand pretty close up front, and you have to get there pretty early. The show starts at 8 p.m. and you definitely will see people start to claim their spots an hour and a half to 2 hours before then. I have my water, popcorn. I'm ready for my wait. So for me, I like to claim my spot pretty early too. So I like to get my children at that time some like popcorn. That's when I buy their bubbles, anything that I think might keep them in the same location for a long period of time. I kind of rotate it, right? First we do the bubbles, then we do the snacks, then we do the beverages, then we rotate back to the bubbles. So they're able to stand there for a long period of time and it's not that crazy. My final thing of giving them, if it's really stressful, which it usually isn't, but if it's seeming like it's about to get that way, then you pull out the handy dandy cell phone. Now that's the time to use it. Now when I'm making this video, it is January 2020, so Hollywood Studios is really busy and has a lot of long wait lines when it comes to some of the new rides for Star Wars. So just be mindful of that if you are a parent and you want to get on some of these rides. They do have things called ride swaps, so one person can wait online for a long period of time while the other person can watch the child, and once the parent that is waiting on the line finishes the ride, you are able to take this ticket and ride swap with them. Also, if you're able to do this, which is what I did this year to get onto the Avatar Flight of Passage, was I went with a friend of mine that was actually here for Disney as well. I went with her in the morning while Jeremy stayed with the children and did the early, 6 in the morning-ish wait. And then when we returned, everything was fine and we went back to a different park so that we could enjoy that ride without having to have the children wait early in the morning. And then the next day, her husband and Jeremy went to have the ride experience themselves early in the morning while we stayed with the children. So if you do have a team, don't forget to use it, and definitely figure out a strategy as far as swiping spots for watching the children when you want to get on different rides. And my very last tip that I'm going to give you in this particular video is don't try to do everything. Even though I have been to Disney World 4 years in a row, and even the first time I stayed for 2 weeks, and this time I'm staying for a week and a half, it is not in your best vacation mode interest to try to do everything. There is so much to do, not just the parks, but you also have Disney Springs, you have the boardwalk, you have so much to choose from. Just use your Disney app, look at everything that you might want to do and narrow it down to the things that make sense. Create a schedule. I think it's best to stick to a schedule and kind of have your eating times as like check-in points. Try to keep your, fast passes. at a certain time in a certain location so that you aren't rushing and that you are really having an enjoyable time with your family. You don't want to seem stressed out or overworked, because that will kind of ruin a little bit of the magic for the kids and yourself. So definitely don't try to do everything. Just do what you can, enjoy yourself, and save the rest for later. All right, you guys, so those are my tips for tackling Disney. You know, make sure you pack light but necessary things such as diapers, wipes, snacks, extra pair of pants in case someone has an accident. Make sure you locate that baby center, like I said, and make sure that you take the bathroom breaks. For me, after we get off of a ride, a fast pass ride, or before, I always have my children go to the bathroom so that they do not ask to go to the bathroom while you are waiting online. It is the worst to try to squeeze your way back into your original spot. So definitely make sure you take those bathroom breaks, you have them scheduled so that you are able to really maximize your experience. If you have any additional questions or anything else you would like for me to go over as far as Disney experiences with young children, please let me know in the comment section and I will gladly answer your questions. And if I'm asked the same questions a lot, I will definitely make another video, so I'm making sure that I'm sharing as much of my knowledge as possible. We are headed out to the park right now. I am going to enjoy my last few days here. Please look out for our future videos, and if you like content about mom life, parenting, support, educational enthusiasm, and how to balance it all, remember to subscribe, like this comment, get all the notifications so you don't miss a video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.